The UK Border Agency has closed down an estimated 500 so-called bogus colleges in just 18 months, leaving thousands of overseas students stranded, broke and wondering what on earth they have done to deserve this sort of treatment. If each of those 500 colleges had just 200 students paying fees of around £5,000 per head, that means 100,000 innocent students could have lost up to £500 million in fees when the colleges went out of business. Furthermore, Britalo sees £500 million off East Hifalojgi, they are after that for the subsequitious the colleges would have be tradig the thirst he cost oft house ad soft stafflosig jobs atatim with curi eats to get people back at octacom auto frisesio. The loss of VAT alone amounts to £100 million a year, which could have gone towards paying off Labour's £1 trillion national debt, currently costing the taxpayer millions a day in interest payments. Perhaps we should ask the Home Office, while they pat themselves on the back, who is going to replace the lost tax revenues. Despite the news, the university sector is insisting that for genuine and legitimate students, Britain is still an attractive place to study. Is that strictly correct? A private college owner who spoke to Immigration Matters today claims that up to 80% of student visas are being refused in 5 countries: India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and Nigeria. He complained that if their refusal rate goes above 20%, something over which they have no control, they could lose their highly trusted status, HTS. Recently, one of his Pakistani candidates was refused a Tier 4 student visa, following a short interview behind plate glass, on the basis that the entry clearance officer, ECHO, was not satisfied that his English was good enough to complete the course. The same student has an IELTS certificate with an overall band pass mark of 6.5. which is above the level required for most degree-level courses and to satisfy visa requirements. The right of appeal against a student visa refusal was removed when the points-based system was introduced in 2009 because, the Home Office stated, decisions on student visas were going to be made on the basis of a points score and not on the subjective views of ECHOs. Chinese students still make up the largest number of overseas students in Britain. India, which has seen large numbers of students shun British colleges and universities, has the second highest number of non-EU students in the UK. University preside to Fadvice Chakala of the University of Bristol, Professor Eric Thomas, acknowledged that a large number of colleges should be closed down over the last year and a half, but highlighted that theory is so cap. Ace theory is for Tier 2 working visas, Aduma so fiteratio Tier 4 studets comicto the curi. The UK Border Agency has closed 500 colleges in the UK within the last 18 months. They have ceased to trade, Thomas said. However, he said that despite some recent high-profile negative coverage of the UK's student visa system, the reality is that the UK welcomes genuine international students. He added that international students make a fundamental contribution to university life and international demand for places remains strong. Besides, plenty of post-study work opportunities also continue to exist, he claimed. But may students from Curious like a diocese for each reality to Professor Thomas Lastmoth, Theuk Borderage Siavoket the government Howard Lodometro Parlator Universities, LMU, Tier 4 Lycistos Bozara U students, a decisio fate affected house ad soft students secluded a large number of Indians. Students are still reeling from the draconian decision, which has been challenged in the High Court and, like many private college suspensions, is the subject of a judicial review. Joanna Newman, director of Thiuk Higher Education Iteratiolute, IU, reports that there was aid Krisi Thuma of Studets registered to study Thiuk following of Damajagus paper reports Shesate that abusislas the 2% editis accumbitodu Universities to verifithajui Saf Studets. There were as many as 39,090 Indian students in November 2010 as against 67,325 Chinese students. We have close relations with the Indian government. We are not only working with the Indian government but collaborating with various universities, she said. Critics would argue that it's not the Indian government she needs to be working with. Try the UK Border Agency. She added that there has been a number of changes to the system, but legitimate students can still get a student visa if they meet the UK Border Agency's requirements. Post-study work is still an option for international students once they graduate, through a new category. No further changes to the UK immigration system are planned, she said. Well, not this month at least. In any case, the damage has been done. Not sure which planet these two commentators are living on. The post-study work visa was abolished this year and the new category is simply a part of the Tier 2 working visa structure, which involves finding a suitable sponsoring employer. In spite of the UK Border Agency's clampdowns on colleges and harsh changes to the Tier 4 student visa rules, the UK has for the moment managed to hang on to its position as a leading study destination, second only to the USA. The top universities are still ranked among the world's leading research institutions, as measured by total publications and citations. Yesterday, the Higher Education Commission called for an urgent policy review on postgraduate students, which they say are the key to Britain's continued success in an increasingly competitive, globalized world. Policymakers are creating an environment of slow growth in UK jobs, closure of post-study work visa, PSW, and clampdowns on international students and colleges, which is forcing postgraduates to take their skills to countries like Canada and Australia. The Russell Group, which represents elite universities, has warned that tougher visa rules are already leading to a drop in international applicants. Universities will see a drop in in-country applicants fed through from private colleges. It should be noted that just because a college closes down, it does not necessarily follow that it is bogus. Like any other business, colleges close for a variety of reasons, most of which are financial. Private colleges have struggled to recruit students following discriminatory changes to the immigration rules last year, banning all work and family dependents for their students. Some Tier 4 college hour shave simpligiv triagto jump thralfiat morihoops admit ever I requirements, a process which government diversity eshavia thetoga thralfumber eva tigwith the afitaid wallets bezetic of college esiat hercuri eswiquel comithir investment. More immigration stories. UK overseas student market in danger of collapse after constant immigration crackdowns. High Court grants London Met University temporary injunction against licence revocation, giving overseas students a stay of execution. London Metropolitan University ask High Court to block Tier 4 licence revocation. London Met student visa licence remains revoked, say UK Border Agency. UK university applicants drops 8.7% but non-EU students increase, Booker's figures reveal. New Tier 4 student visa rules now in force. Student visa crackdown damaging our reputation abroad, Universities UK warns. More challenges for Tier 4 students as 3-year rule applied. Highly trusted private college students do not have the same right to work as government-sponsored institutions. Post-study work visa to be abolished April 2012 as part of student visa clampdown. UK University setting up a memorial scholarship in memory of murdered Indian student. Can family dependents of Tier 4 students work while studying in the UK? Free service launched to help overseas students study at UK universities. IVR de Immigratio Advisory worried about the Immigratio Rulisory dealt with sponsorship at Tier 2. Tier 4, applique for Universitatea College has closed down, visa, ILR, settlement, citizenship. Deped advisera Pilar Stalk border Russia British Embassy refusal, or if I'll have be waiting for a reply from he home. Office for Logathaye, please email info@immigrationmatters.co.uk or visit www.immigrationmatters.co.uk for free immigration news updates. Majestic College offers special packages for EU students for UK work-study programs. They also have a number of employers looking for staff right now and are willing to employ Bulgarians and Romanians. For more information call Nelly on 0203 397 7616 or info@majesticcollege.org. UK NARIC Assessment. It doesn't matter where you come from, UK, Europe or anywhere else in the world, it is important to ensure that your qualifications are recognized. In the UK there is a national agency that carries out this service, they are called UK NARIC.